Hi folks, and welcome to another short video from Brummie in the Highlands. Now I've driven all the way down to Inverness and I'm down at Muirtown Basin, and you can see all the boats moored up there. What I thought we'd do today is take a walk up the flight of locks, which is just to my left as I pan round. You've got the swing bridge there, and then we'll go and find the old signal box on the railway as well. So let's go and have a wander about and see what's going on. Now just down here in the basin, before we leave it to have a walk further up, we've got the Lord of the Glens. Now this is the largest cruise ship that can fit through the Caledonian Canal. There we go, the Lord of the Glens. And that's a sight to see when it's going through the canal, because there's not much room either side, so a very experienced skipper needed on that one, or captain. There we go, the Lord of the Glens. Okay, so I'm on the other side of the swing bridge now, and we'll just take a look at that. There's the swing bridge just there. So we've crossed over the swing bridge, and now if you look to the right you'll start to see the flight. The lock flight. There we go. We'll take a walk up here. Now it's very nice today. Weather's about 8 or 9 degrees. Early January. And look at that, the water's still, isn't it? There's no wind at all today. It's flat calm. Now this is the Caledonian Canal, which leads out into Muirtown Basin. It was built by, or designed by, Thomas Telford back in the mid-1800s. And we've got a series of 4 locks here, which will raise and lower the water level, and it's quite a sight to see. Now it's mainly used these days for tourism, so you get lots of tourist boats coming through. I showed you the Lord of the Glens, that will fit through there, believe it or not. It was originally built for commercial vessels, but not so much of that goes on these days. But we're just coming up to the first of the lock chambers. It's really good in the summer because you get lots of boats coming through here. It gets quite busy with boats. It's very quiet at the moment because I think the canal's shut. They do the maintenance work on it through the winter, and you can walk across these lock gates as well if you want to. So we'll just continue to walk now, follow the towpath. And I'll just pan round and you'll be able to get a good view, hopefully, of Muirtown Basin. There we go, in the distance there. That's where we've just crossed in the distance, right in the centre of the shot, and if you look carefully in the middle there you can see the Lord of the Glens. Yeah, so we're getting higher now, and you can see the water cascading away there through the lock gates, just keeping everything nice and balanced. So we'll keep heading up. And it's all accessible. I mean, you've got the steps there that you can see ahead, but also to the right you can see that there's a gravel path as well. So it's fairly accessible, this. No problems there. And always to the right of us we've got residential properties as well. So they must have great views when the boats come through. Be nice to live there, wouldn't it? Now just ahead in the distance, just take a look and you can see the Keswick Bridge leading onto the Black Isle there. So we're just at the top lock now, and this is all run by the Scottish Canals. So they have lots of work to do in the winter, but this is the top lock, and then beyond that it leads out. The Caledonian Canal carries on all the way through the Highlands there. And I'll pan round again. And this is the view that you get from the very top lock at Muirtown. Imagine that on a lovely summer's day. It's not bad today. And that's the series of 4 locks. Now I've just crossed over that bridge there and I've made my way across to the other side of the water, and I'll just take a quick look at this particular information board here. Now you can always pause your screen and just have a read of that. Tells you all about the locks. There we go. A staircase for boats. So just by all the gates here you'll see these black boxes. Now these are the control boxes for the Scottish Canal workers to open the gates with. When you open those 2 doors there, you've got all the controls in there to work the lock gates with, because it's not done manual anymore. It used to be manual years ago. Quite a heavy job, I would think, but now it's all automated, more or less. So folks, we're on the other side of the bridge yet again, and now you can get another view of the Lord of the Glens from this angle. There we go. And what a lovely day. The sun's out. It's gone really warm now. Now we're down in Muirtown Basin. This is where all the boats are moored up. All sorts of boats come in and out of here, mainly tourist vessels. We get the odd fishing vessel come through as well. But isn't this lovely? And I'll just do a slow pan round and you can see where we are. There we go, the Lord of the Glens again. And the Muirtown swing bridge just to the right there. There we go. So we've just walked a bit further down now, and again a bit more of the marina there on this lovely day. So I've zoomed in a little bit now folks, and as we pan round just in the middle of those boats there, just about now, you can see the Keswick Bridge there. That's leading across to the Black Isle. That's a good view of it. And there we go. Hopefully you're getting a good view of that as we look all the way down the marina there, the basin. So we're getting closer to our destination. Can you see to the right there folks, that rainbow? Not sure if it's visible on the shot there, but just coming into the centre of the shot now, you should see a small one end of a rainbow. Look at that, isn't that fantastic? A beautiful, beautiful day here in Inverness. Right, so I'm just going to peel off to the right here, to the left here. Now, can you see down there? A few boats. But look, we've got a model of the Titanic. Now, that was built a few years ago. I can't remember the guy's name, but I will put it on the screen. And it was an exact sort of replica of the Titanic. Now, sadly, the guy died. And I'm not sure if there's anybody else living there. I don't think there is now. But this has been left just to rot away down there. And that is a big, big model of the Titanic. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? And it was all hand built by this guy. And people used to come into his garden. He used to let them in. They could walk around, have a look. But as I say, sadly, he died and it's just been left to rot away. So there we go, another look at the Titanic from this angle. And you can see there's not just the model of the Titanic, there's other old boats in there as well. I'm pretty sure he used to operate it as a bit of a museum. There's even a Thunderbird. There's even a Thunderbird 3, I think that is. What looks like the model of a Thunderbird 3, for those of you who remember Thunderbirds. Now, it's probably worth a walk up here, isn't it? Just to have a look at that, just before all that disappears or somebody new moves in and gets rid of it all. A bit of unusual history here. So we're just coming towards the end now, and we're just entering this section. This is the Clacknaharry Works lock. There we go. You can see it there and all the works buildings around it. These buildings are very old. We'll just keep making our way down. And these buildings are still in use. There we go, that's the building that operates the locks there. Ooh, look at that, big propeller. Maybe not that big actually, it looks big to me. Now, we're down at the old signal box that I was talking about at the beginning, and here it is. I'll put some details on the screen of the signal box, but I know it's very, very old. There's not many of these left now, but let's go and take a quick look at that. And you can just see to the right there, the swing bridge. That's wide open at the moment. And in the very distance you can see the sea lock down there at the very end of the Caledonian Canal. Now here we go, this signal box. Let's go and take a quick look at this. Not sure how close we can get to it. There we go. And you've got the railway there as well. Now that to the right there, that swing bridge would close or open, whichever way you want to look at it. And there'd be railway tracks on there. The train runs across the canal. So let's just go up these steps. Let's have a peek inside if we can. Wow, look at that. You see the handles in there that control the signals? It's like going back in time, isn't it, that? That is fantastic. And you've got a magnificent view. What a place to work. Who'd want to do that job? So I've crossed the tracks now, I've crossed over the railway line there, and we can get a great view now, can't we, of the old signal box. Look at that. Clacknaharry signal box. Not many of those left. Isn't that fantastic? That's well worth a look. And there we go, we'll make our way down now to the very end of the canal. and this really is a super day. Some lovely houses on the left there, again with a fantastic view. Look at their view, folks. Just look at their view. And just ahead there, those houses that you can see, that's North Keswick. Now, I did a video on that. You may want to check that one out. I did a walkthrough video on North Keswick and Kilmuir. And you can see just there, the Keswick Bridge joining onto the Black Isle in the very distance, just in the centre of the shot there. So as we get closer to the sea lock, you've got a lovely little bay here on the left. And then you've got more of the village there, that's Clacknaharry, we talked about earlier. There we go. And you can see the road, you can see the cars on the road there. Well, if you follow that road all the way down, it eventually brings you to a town called Bewley, which again is worth going to, it really is. There we go. And tells you all about the Moray Firth there, what you're likely to see. So we're looking across to the Moray Firth now. So we've got there a little jetty, a little mooring point for the boats that are waiting to travel through the lock at the end there. So just as we continue to walk down, you can walk down either side of the canal. You can see the walkway there on the other side, the towpath. So we've got people walking down with us on this side, but you can also walk down and up that way and cross at the little bridges as well on the lock gates. So you can walk down one way and come up the other. And on a day like this, it's well worth doing, isn't it? It really is. So here we go, folks. I couldn't resist taking this one. There's a close-up, a reasonably good close-up of the Keswick Bridge. And if you look carefully, just to the left underneath the bridge, you may be able to spot there, just coming into the centre now, the building for the North Keswick RNLI lifeboat station. And you can see the Keswick Bridge there joining the Black Isle and the village of North Keswick. Well, here we are, folks, coming to the end of the lock. There's another chamber there, lock chamber. We'll just make our way down to the very end. And you'll get a fantastic view then. Isn't that spectacular? It really is. And there we go, right at the end of the sea lock. There's not much more I can say about this other than just take in the views there. And if you get a fantastic day like today, there's no better place to be.